Hello, everyone. Welcome to EUphoria Episode 9, ahead of Week 5 of the LEC Spring Split. As always, we're available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Spotify.
Today, we had Carzzy and Naak Nako on for probably the goofiest podcast I have ever been a part of, but we did manage to go through what has been a very tumultuous weekend for them, and also to kind of get to grips on where Niski exists as a support in the league, and also then kind of what's expected of them in the coming weeks.
And while we talked about a lot of things, I'm still not sure we learned anything. But You're just going to have to find out for yourself. Also, hearts out to Niski. He was feeling a little bit under the weather. He was the initially planned guest for this episode, but Naak Nako stepped in, and he did an excellent job. So let's get into it. Welcome, gentlemen. You know what? It's a great day. I was nervous that when we invited you on the podcast before this week started that it was going to be scary. Because the series I thought you would win was versus Team Heretics, and that didn't go well, and we're going to talk about that. But then you demolished MKOI, so it's a happy day. Welcome, Carzzy. Welcome, Naak Nako. How do you guys feel after that one?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, thank you, man. We feel great after the lose yesterday. Like my AD carry was completely running it down, but today he was kind of good, so he won. We are happy.
Carzzy, any response?
Carzzy, how are you? Carzzy, how are you?
There is no response. I was running it down. Not in the first game though. I think like my team was kind of AFK in that one, but in the second game I completely ran it down. But it was just as a statement to show that my support actually has to start playing useful champions, and not blinding Brom and stuff. So I know people might hate me because they lost money on tickets and stuff.
But you're playing for the playoffs, like that long-term investment. Yeah,
for sure.
It was not a state for my Yasuo.
I mean, I had to repay back for his Yasuo against Rogue when Adam actually became Prime Nuguri from 2020.
It's crazy how that happened. The second you pick Yasuo. Your Yasuo just brings that out in people, I guess. That Prime.
They're Prime the shy against me. I make them.
Creating stories here in Vitality.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We've just talked now about like 3 series in the span of 20 seconds, mostly entirely through memes. So I'll go back to MKOI today. Look, super dominant. What were the expectations coming in today? Obviously, like every pro is going to be like, oh, we're going to win, blah, blah, blah. But like, what would you have rated this matchup coming in today? Was it like a 50-50? Was it like 60-40 in their favor? Were you guys super confident? We just heard before we even started that Naak Nako didn't even have anything for breakfast. Normally we joke, it's like, what did these guys eat for breakfast? He ate nothing. So I don't know, like, what was the sauce? What was the expectations coming in for today?
I mean, for me personally, well, I didn't... At the beginning of the day, okay, let's take it... How do you say it when it's like chronically?
Chronologically.
Let's take it chronologically.
Okay.
So at the beginning of the day, I had like low hopes because yesterday we played really bad, and especially me, and I kind of like lost confidence in myself for today. But then I had like a good speak with Mac, and we had some fun before the matches, and like we were joking around, and it boosted my morale. So after that, I started believing that we can actually win. And then we went on stage and the team mood was like really good. We were joking, having fun while being halfway serious. And then in game it just felt good because we had a draft that we really liked. And we knew that we are gonna win if we are not scared to like make plays when we push. And I think that in the first game especially we were pushing hard, especially Nazl, he was looking for plays and playing very aggressively. So I don't expect that. But yeah, I thought we were quite confident at the end of the day, like before walking on stage.
It did seem like you kind of came in with a game plan, which was like, hey, like Lince's stop the gank spot, then just stop the ganks mid and kind of just shut down Ayoya. Was that like intentional coming into today as part of the plan, or was it just kind of like, well, Ayoya is here, we killed him, so that worked?
Probably the second one.
It was kind of just in the moment, because they were playing quite aggressive on bot, disrespecting Niski, like, and we had to punish it, they cannot disrespect the GOAT.
Only you can.
Only you can. Yeah.
I'm his lover.
He didn't lock in Braum, so he doesn't deserve that kind of respect. Is that what you're saying? The active amount of like filtering anyone who listens to the hype from Vitality, they always need to filter out, okay, what is a meme versus like what is serious?
Hard to tell.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
As a summary of the team, I feel like what sets the vibe good? Like you talked a little bit about having a talk with the team or the coach. Or sorry, was it Mac? I couldn't remember who you said. It was talking with Mac.
Yeah.
Which kind of like set the mental off to a decent start, but then you talk about having fun with the team. Like, what do you guys do before a game to like get in the right headspace? Are you just shit talking each other? Like, what is? Are you playing a game? Is there like is it like sports psychologists and you guys are like repeating aspirations? Like, what does that actually look like?
Yeah, so I think mainly we are just shit talking each other, and then like
I mean, we also go outside, play basketball and stuff. Then I usually sleep. I mean, I don't really do the shit talking part. I just listen to my music and sleep on the couch.
Today he was sleeping on my lap, and I was like trash talking him, and he wasn't responding. I was asking him what music he's listening to, and he didn't even respond to that. He was just like there looking at me without any word, just chilling.
Just chilling, locking in the zone.
Yeah.
What music were you listening to? Now we need to know.
I mean, it was just random.
Just random?
Yeah.
Like,
I had one pop, then it goes to rap. Like, it's just a
do you have a playlist?
Random playlist,
Or
random
is it just
playlist.
Is it just Drakos? Is that all?
Aspirations? I'll make you just a little ASMR, like whisper aspirations in your ear. You can play it before every game. I don't think it'll help. I can't imagine anyone wants that, but look.
Actually, yesterday, just before, was that after game 1 Betty was casting?
Yeah.
He just dropped like into our Discord chat. He just remixed Vetti's voice saying, I think it was you guys wouldn't lose, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The game is unlosable.
The game is unlosable. And then he said, Vettius, shut your mouth. And I turned, we're not going to listen to it now, but I just like in 15 minutes between the games remixed it, which was, it was fun.
Great. I'll show you after that. It's brilliant.
It's definitely not brilliant. It is crap, but I think it turned out pretty good. Do you normally feel, Carzzy, like you're someone who can bounce back like day to day? Because I think that is like a hard thing to do. Like you're obviously joking about it now, but while Heretics have proven to be a better team than I think a lot of people expected, like you guys, that's a game you should have won. And the race for playoffs feels like a friggin' mess right now. So it feels like that is a must-win game to me. So do you normally feel like after a series like that, it takes more time? Is it normal for you to just be able to flip a switch and be in a good mood?
Usually for me, it's quite easy to actually like move on from a loss. But this time it was different because I played like way out of my norm, Like I was playing like Forgiven came back to the league, So it was like very difficult to bounce back from this situation.
Yeah.
But in the end, it worked somehow because Max spoke to me mainly. I don't think I would have bounced back if I don't have the talk with him. So I'm grateful for that. But otherwise, it's pretty easy. Like if we lose something and I feel like I did well, it's really easy for me to move on and just perform the next match.
And what's it kind of like when you've got 2 matches in a row? Because like obviously usually you have one best of 3, then you got a whole week off, and you get another best of 3. But like, is it very difficult to prep for 2 different teams, or is it just like, well, last bit we were prepping for 3 teams a week, so this is still easier?
I will say that it's really easier. We just like practice the comps. We don't like practice for the enemy team. And it's just easier.
Makes sense, yeah.
Were you upset at all yesterday? Because you kind of had a banger Anivia game. And you were kind of just like Goomba stomping. I was not expecting it at all. And then obviously
something's happened.
Some things happened. Yeah. So how do you feel about games like that? Because I feel like you've had this season, especially, you've had these incredible games where you're just like, it feels like 1v9ing, whether you've won or lost those games. And you have games that are really hard. But how do you feel after when you're like, well, I was 3K gold ahead as Anivia, and then we lost the game?
I mean, I did the opposite of that before, so I was like, it's a turn back for me. And after that, I was, of course, like sad, but then I see Niski typing message to Discord, and he's like, guys, I will carry tomorrow of the GOAT, will make sure of it. Typing that to like, good night, everyone, on Discord. And I was like, okay, we are winning tomorrow.
How does this environment compare for you, Naak Nako, to other teams? Because, like, I am no stranger to Carzzy and Niski being goofy guys. Like, as long as either of you have been in this league, both of you have been goofy as hell. It's a coin flip if I'm going to get a straight answer out of you or a meme. But how does this compare to your, because it seems like you're slotting in very well, but how does this compare to previous team experiences?
I mean, on my previous team, I also had a goofy AD carry. Like Yopa, he's also like kind of stupid.
What do you mean stupid, man?
And you are special, not stupid.
Thank you.
You are something else.
Thank you very much.
But like, I'm not like... I'm used to it.
Interesting.
How do you guys, like, when do the jokes stop?
Never.
Literally never. Because, like, I think the thing is I'm having a great time. But if we're trying to like, let's say, watch a VOD on that screen right there and do a feedback review, what does that look like? Are you guys still just memeing through the entire theme? Is Mac like a circus leader? Like, how do you have a productive conversation?
Actually-
It's something like that.
Actually,
Not gonna
like
lie.
most of the times, it's quite hard to not meme or like not to make jokes. So even during VOD reviews or something, like, we are just making jokes. You know, some people just stop listening to the VOD review or like presentation, and then Mac, like to get their attention, he like tells them something in like a meme way again, you know, just to get their attention, and it goes on and on like this. It repeats. We just meme all the time.
Do you find that environment helps though in like being able to kind of jokingly get the point across so no one really gets hurt by it? Or is it like kind of just chaos?
I mean, I think it's working pretty well because sometimes if it's like actually going to shit, then the coaching stuff becomes more serious, you know, and then we know that we have to like lock in at least a little bit because otherwise we are gonna get in trouble. So sometimes the memeing stops, but it's rare.
When was the last time the memeing stopped?
That was one scrim block, like against Rogue. When Ped, like after the game, like came and kind of screamed to us.
He was screaming at us. I think we even won the game, you know, but he came and like he was screaming at us, we can play like this.
Last year, and for everyone who's listening to the show, we're obviously very focused on Vitality. Don't worry, we'll also talk about the BDS G2 game soon, because people really want to hear about the BDS G2 game. But I think last year Mac talked a lot about the like long-term vision of the team, and a lot of changes this year. Does he talk to you guys about that, about like the journey and the process long-term? Because yeah, again, the week-to-week sounds friggin' chaotic. So how do you keep your eyes on like the bigger picture and the goal in the midst of what sound like some pretty goofy-ass review sessions?
I mean, I think it's pretty simple. We are just like focused on the moment and practicing. We are like trying to learn from LCK LPL teams when we are mainly focused on like the best teams in the world and how we can play closer to their level. And we are improving week by week. Like we are implementing those things that the best teams do in scrims. And I'm lost in the question actually.
Mostly Niski improves.
Mostly
he needs some improvement.
Yeah. It seems like a tough process. So what's the deal? Like, I feel like on paper, we looked at your guys' roster. There's some big talent. There's some question marks. Naak Nako, you were amongst them. You've had some high highs. So how do we like? I'm a Vitality fan.
Are you?
Oh man, we queue up for games. This is hypothetical. I'm a fan of no team. If you qualify for international, I'm allowed to be a fan. Until then, I'm not allowed to be a fan. It'd be bias. Even if you're very funny.
But you can be like a fan of a player, no?
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally like a fan of...
Reddit eats your life.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
I mean, the thing is for me, I'm just like, I'm generally excited about anyone who has an interesting story. And I think most players do. They're willing to talk about it. And you guys are, even if you... There's a lot of memes mixed in. But like, how do I know when it's going to be a good day and when it's going to be a bad day? Because again, Team Heretics lost, Rogue lost. Banger, I would say, very important win today. But if you guys show up next week and lose, I also just won't be surprised. And I don't really know how to evaluate you. And it's a similar problem that we have with Fnatic that we bring up. You guys seem like two peas in the pod, but like if you're trying to convince all these Vitality fans to follow you, like, we got this, we're going to make the playoffs, we're going to go far. What's the pitch there? We
are just the dark horse you can't know. You don't know, like maybe we are actually winning LEC, but we can also end up 10th, you know? Like
50-50.
Has anyone ever told you be a terrible salesman?
Yeah, bro. Whatever you have, I'm not buying it. It feels like I want something more tangible.
Because you've got BDS, G2, KC, and SK to play, right? And like after the loss to Heretics, it's kind of like, oh well, it was hard to buy into Vitality. But then you just destroy obviously MKOI, right? So it's like, are we just like, oh, you're going to lose to BDS, you beat G2, KC, and lose to SK? Is that the game plan? Is that the way it's going to go?
And I think it would be kind of fun if we just beat like the super top teams, you know?
You beat KCG to lose to SK. Might happen.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Where would you right now, if you had to rank your team, and you're going to meme me first, but then after you meme me, I'll ask for a real answer. Like, where do you see, on a good day? Because I think we've seen good days and we've seen bad days, but we don't get to see all the scrims. Like, what is the level of this team? Are you top 5, top 6?
I think top 4 on the good day.
Top 4 on a good day. I mean, you beat MKOI today, so it's hard for it. And they were kind of considered our 4th best team, so it's tough for me to argue. Would you agree? You feel like a top 4 clear for top 4
I'll
team?
put us like top 4, top 3, somewhere there.
Dang. Who are you kicking out if you get top 3? Is it Fnatic? Is it KC?
Fnatic.
G2.
Carzzy.
I'm talking to.
I like the confidence. When do we see it, Rob? That's my question.
Yeah, that's because like it feels like day to day looking at your VODs, it's like some days it kind of just clicks for you guys, right? Where like everyone seems to be on the same page. It looks like the communication's there. On other days, like against Heretics, there was moments where it just felt like you guys didn't really know what you're going to do on the map. And is there like something that like, is it Matt coming in and having the games, or are you playing basketball that kind of gets that communication flowing and that good vibes is needed for it to do well? Or what do you feel like is that kind of Kickstarter for, hey, we know exactly what the game plan is in the mid game?
I think we just didn't practice the second game's team comp, I will say. But I mean, first game we had all in comp. My team was kind of afraid of engaging, especially Niski.
Yes.
I mean, we had some free fights, but we just didn't take them. But I think like we had some idea to what to do first game, but second game it was just kind of shit fest.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk to me about the Braum. Corky Braum, Renata MF, unconventional lane matchup. How'd you feel about that one? This is game 2 versus Heretics for anyone who's not
I mean, I
out.
think I would not pick Corky again if I could turn back time. I'll probably play Kog'Maw, to be fair. Like, my Kog'Maw is insane. So I was not sure about the matchup, and I was like, I mean, I knew we can probably lane, but I kind of wanted to like win it. And I think that's what was the doom of us. Trying to win that lane, you know? So, I mean, I feel like our team depends really on, we are very reliant on like a team comp that we know, you know, that we have practiced.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we are so good at just freestyling comps that we have no idea how they work.
Why, like, what is it about your team that means that it's especially reliant? Is it you guys don't have as much trust in each other? Is it that maybe for you, like if you don't know exactly what this jungler is going to do, how much damage they do, if it's maybe something new like the Nefiri, you don't feel as comfortable to fight fights? Like, why is it that you guys need that extra practice and you can't just be like, we have this is probably how it works?
I mean, I think it goes especially for bot lane right now, for me and Niski. Like, I think we have to play something that we have practiced before, because first of all, he has never played bot lane before, so he has like no clue how the matchups really go. Most of them now, he is getting better at it. But still, I feel like it's very difficult if they just pick some random champ, you know, like he has no clue how to play the early levels. So I think that then it can like snowball into having an effect on the entire game, because like the brain fog just stays, you know, like if you're getting smoked in the early game, it can be kind of hard to
to recover.
Yeah.
For you, Naak Nako, you're one of the few, I think, obviously Fearless helps this, but you're one of the few like new faces in top lane that is really willing to play a lot of, I would say, fringe stuff. Like obviously Anivia has seen play in a couple different areas, but you've been pretty bold in bringing out a lot of new picks. Do you have to like tell your team information about like, this is when Anivia is good, this is when Anivia is bad, or is it showing up in scrims? Like, how are you letting your team know, hey, this is Yasuo, this is what Yasuo does, this is the kind of help I need? Because these are pretty unique picks to pro play.
I mean, first I need to talk to Pat. He's my coach, and like I have to talk to him about the matchups. And then we train scrims. If it works, we just take it to official. But usually I just play whatever I want. It just works.
It just works? Why does it work?
Because he's that guy, buddy.
That guy, okay, that's it. All right.
But what is that like then for you guys and the rest of the team? Because if he's coming in and saying, oh, I want to play Anivia this game, you go, I've never played with Anivia. Like, is that just communication that happens in draft? Or is it like, hey, we at least have seen Naak Nako play range champions before. Now Linsis needs to be the guy that engage, or Linsis needs to do something different. Like, how does that kind of function as the rest of the team?
I mean, we usually I think Pat usually speaks to us about his champs that he wants to play and how like he wants it to work, if I'm not mistaken. And then, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, you know. It's nothing difficult, and Naak has really insane mechanics when it comes like to just pure individual play. So it's really easy for us to play with everything he comes up with, except for the Yasuo game.
So I was gonna say, the question then is, have we seen it all? Is there more in the tank? Is there more that's cooking?
We have some cooks.
Okay.
I'm ready for the cooks. When you mentioned earlier about like comfort with compositions and picks, were you just talking about bottom lane, or were you talking about the team as a whole?
I feel like overall as a team, we have like struggles if we play something that we haven't played before. Like I also personally like when we are playing some matchup that we haven't played before, I have no idea what to expect from Niski, you know, and I don't know if he's gonna go in or not. Like I'm just guessing at some points, you know. And then it affects me as well, but it's not like really his fault.
Wait, are you guessing because you don't know Niski, or are you guessing because Niski doesn't know the matchup?
Yeah, because I don't think he knows the matchup. You know?
So in a perfect world, if Niski was, let's just say, like a 5-year veteran support, you would understand when he's going to go in because it's like conventional support knowledge.
Yeah, no, because sometimes, like for example, I see angles like where he could go in or like he can follow up on me. But then I don't know if he sees that, you know, like it's I don't know if he's gonna follow me or if he's gonna go in. It's
so you just don't take the threat.
We are just surviving lanes, you know, like we don't wanna, like we just don't want to come at this point and practice all these things in scrims and get better there before like doing it on stage.
What's the hardest bot lane you've faced in scrims? Like, what are the most difficult bot lanes that you've placed on scrimmers in stage?
I mean, I think we got the hardest was Kalis Targamas probably. But I think that was also like in our early days of scrimming. And I think we were playing kind of weird champs that day as well. So, but they that's the most. Sorry, it is not allowed. Destroyed.
What about Noah June?
Oh, I forgot. Actually, Noah and June in scrims. Noah and June in scrims are the beasts. We can play them with Niski.
Why isn't that shown up to stage for Noah and June? Do you have any reasons?
I do, but I think I can't say it here.
Okay, that's fine.
It's kind of secret.
Okay, that's fine. Fair enough. For you, I mean, same question. Like, who's the top laner that you've struggled against the most in scrims?
It's kind of BB usually.
Makes sense. It's kind of what I would
makes
assume.
sense, right?
What makes them different? Like, what makes those matchups harder?
BB has some picks, and Kana is just good at laning.
Yeah. Can you describe what makes Kana so good at laning? Like, what he does that other players don't do? Because I think for other like pro top laners, when you say he's good at laning, like they probably know what you mean. But for Johnny Silver or Johnny Emerald out there, they're not going to understand like what separates the Kanas of the world from anyone else.
I mean, for example, I was playing Yone Gunnar matchup into him, and like he was. I mean, he's dodging my every Q, he's baiting my Ws like with auto cancels. He's just doing some stuff.
Cool
He's just skill checking you.
Yeah,
and it
100%.
works.
I mean, good to have those examples too, because I think a lot of people don't appreciate the like minutia of things that go into top lane, because it's so easy for people who just watch competitive League of Legends to be like, well, a caster and or streamer told me this champion wins this matchup, so it didn't happen. That other guy's either the GOAT or this guy sucks, and it's like, that's it.
Yeah, but what they don't realize is just Finn who's told us behind the scenes that champion wins that matchup, so we tell the world.
It's all Finn's fault. If anyone ever has beef with any points made about top lane on our broadcast,
hey,
blame
it's Odo's fault
Finn
as well.
and Odo. Yes, there you go. The other series that I want to talk to you guys about is G2 versus BDS, because how do you feel about this one?
I mean, I actually kind of expected it, by the way. I was speaking to Parus and I told him they are gonna win.
Okay, why did you expect this? Give us some context here.
I mean, I feel like G2 right now is not at their best. They are not in form. So I feel like, you know, the old G2, they could lose to anyone. Like all these years, like when they were not in form, they could lose to any team.
Yeah.
So I just thought that they might lose against BDS. Like,
do you think that's like the early game not going well for them? Do you think it's like they don't feel as invincible in the mid game, or what is that feeling?
I mean, to me, it looks like they don't have their special picks or drafts that they had before, you know. I think that they were usually very creative when it came to gameplay. They started the lane swaps first, for example, in EU. They were really good at it, kind of. Then, like, they would have some creative picks, like Zach, you know, that Bibi was pulling out all the time. Yeah, Cubs playing Sejuani, Belve, like stuff like this. I think G2 have like the most creative players. Kind of, I think, most of them. So when they find these picks, it's kind of hard for the other teams to play against it because they just know better than them. But the moment the game becomes like casual and the picks are the same, you know, like same front to back, normal meta picks, then I think G2 kind of loses like their strength. For example, I think Hansama, when he plays Draven, like for me, he's the best Draven in the world. I mean, bro,
I mean, it's correct.
Yeah, I think he's legit the best Draven in the world. So when it was meta, I think they get so much, they gain such an advantage with this champ as well. Right now, it's kind of useless, I think. So sad for them.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear how much you're describing their reliance on these creative options, because I think looking at them outside of that series, while there's certainly still some creativity, it wouldn't occur to me that I do think they're very caps reliant, I guess is what I would describe, or individual like individual players really having crazy games, but they do have crazy players, so it's been going well for them.
Yeah, but I think you can kind of see like Nuke got help and they just destroyed Caps in the series by BDS, and I think that really just kind of put a dent into the game plan for G2, where they weren't able to play or rely on him as much in a side lane. They kind of didn't know what to do then in the mid game. It felt like they kind of relied on Caps to be that big voice and kind of dictate how he wanted the game to be played. Whereas I think without that kind of early lead or even him falling behind, it felt like they lost such a big voice on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what do they need to be cooking if Yasuo top Mundo jungle isn't cooking? Is that not weird? Is it just that those picks aren't good? Like,
They play the works.
yeah, I'm just trying to understand because like those are pretty weird champions generally.
I
No
think they
offense.
were just kept on the draft, kinda. I mean, Yasuo is really hard to play that game into Leona. I mean, I will also say that Carzzy is kind of hard to play that game.
Yeah, Carzzy is also hard to play that game.
And second game, BDS just had a really easy comp to play. Like they had on top, just press.
I mean, game
ultimates,
2,
go
G2
in.
are drafting vanilla ice cream. I'm not here to argue about game 2.
Yeah.
Game 2 is as vanilla as it comes.
But yeah, actually, about the Caps thing, I feel like G2 only lost LEC when Caps got outperformed. They never lost like before that. Like legit, the only series G2 lost was when Caps was behind, you know? Like, and it's not like he was playing bad, but the opponent players were like having a lucky day, like Vladi, you know?
Yeah.
You're not that good, Vladi.
Damn. Are you just starting wars with every fan base, everyone?
I have to. Someone has to make the content, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you. Well, can we clip that just for the KC fans? Not for Vladdy. Vladdy knows probably.
Yeah,
how
Vladdy
you
knows,
feel.
Vladdy
You
knows.
talk your smack directly to Vladdy,
Yes.
I'm sure. I mean, it's a good point, right? And I think that it's an oversimplification to say that G2 have always been kind of the Caps team, but definitely like Fnatic 2018 was a Caps team. G2 2019, while a lot of players showed up, was, you know, still very much a Caps team. So yeah, maybe we need more random pop-off moments. Yeah, where's Chayak? Where's his one day where he just absolutely smacks Caps? When's that coming? If Vladdy's not that good, Chayak's very surely got it in him, right?
Say it, buddy.
Well, it's not aimed at me, right? You can
I'm
answer.
asking either of you. I'm asking either of you. When is this day coming? Apparently, it's like a fluke for Vladdy. When do we get our fluke for Shayak?
Shag is
need some
working
time.
really hard.
I mean, to be fair, no flame
Yeah.
to Shayak. Shayak has been looking progressively better.
Yeah, it's been sick.
But obviously, you guys did lose to Heretics and Rogues. So
Yeah, I'm blaming my mid laner for it.
you blamed your support earlier.
I'm blaming everyone, you know?
Maybe he just
I
hates
can't.
mid laners. That's all it is.
And maybe that's what's coming down.
And it's hard to satisfy me with mid laners after humanoid, you know, my baby.
You just said you were going to beat Fnatic to make top 3. Can I believe anything here? So you guys weren't caught off at all guard at all. Is just G2 flawed, or is BDS better than you think people think BDS is? Because 1-3 had a great series, but this is a team that, like, we even had Nuke on the podcast. He was like, we're going to be struggling to make 6, but I think we can make 6.
I mean, I think BDS had like a good day.
Yeah.
I think G2 is still a better team than BDS, even though like they won. There are just days when some team plays better than the other, you know?
Just like yesterday.
Yeah, just like yesterday, Team Heretics again.
What's your impression of Irrelevant? I'm curious because last year he was like this hyped up Jax demon in scrims, and I don't know if you got to scrim at all against SK last year, but I'm curious what your impression is, because a lot of people I think that do know him from last year are still holding on to their impressions from last year, and you kind of have a clean slate just from this year.
I mean, I was expecting him to be better, kinda, on scrims, but I mean, he's just a normal top laner for now. I didn't see anything special. No.
Starting the beef.
We'll see.
It's not a beef, buddy. I stomped him every game. There is no beef there.
I do want to give a quick shout out to 113 for that series though, because like I couldn't get over the fact that, like, especially in game 2, he had the Ornn and he has Rakan and he's on Xin Zhao, and 3 fights in a row, he's the one who's engaging with the third Q knockup, and I was like, he actually just played sick, especially when 113 has been so inconsistent for them, where it's been like he's really good in the early game and then kind of just runs it a little bit with that lack of patience in these later game team fights. I just want to give him a shout out because it felt like he was such a core part of that series, and he played sick. It was really cool to see.
I fully agree with you. I think 113 is playing way better than anyone expected.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's been sick.
Turkish players, bro.
It's the year of the
year
Turkish.
of Turkish players, bro. Knock Nako 113. It's looking good, man. I want to hop over to some Twitter questions. There were a lot. A wonderful producer has filtered it down to a few. We'll start with this question from Azur at AzurLaw. What's one thing you've learned from each other since teaming up this split?
I don't think I've learned anything from Naak, to be fair.
Thank you.
What did you learn from me?
To be fair, these questions were asked when Niski was going to be the episode, and Niski's sick as we got to the start of the episode, so some of them aren't going to age as well. What have you guys learned from each other? Nothing?
You must have learned something from me, right? I'm your senior.
Something from you, don't worry.
Yeah, what was it? You
He became he started like being more touchy, you know?
I mean, you said he was napping on your lap earlier, so...
Yeah.
He's big on physical affection.
Yes.
Is it too much, do you think, sometimes?
No, I'm fine.
The bros. Respect.
Yeah.
And you haven't learned anything from Naak at all?
I mean, I've learned about him, but I haven't learned anything from him.
Oh, I got it. Let's shift the question over to Niski. He's not here, so you guys can roast him if you want. But what have you learned from Niski? What do you think Niski's learned from you? And the same true from you, because I think that everyone's impression when you hired Niski or when Vitality brought in Niski, other than a lot of memes, people would assume, I think, that he's supposed to be the veteran voice. You know, he's this older guy. He's got a lot of experience. Presumably, he's given you both some kind of wisdom. Is there anything that he's passed on to you guys that you're excited about? Anything that he does that you think is cool or like helpful to the team environment?
I mean, he's a clown. He's the second clown after me, you know? Like, when I feel bad, he's there to be even bigger clown than me to like boost the mood.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've learned anything from Niski, and I think that he took like so much from me and Naak. He learned so much about the game from Naak and so much about bot lane from me. So I think he should be a little bit more thankful. Yeah, sure. He's been quite toxic towards us lately.
He was flaming my Silas after the game.
He was flaming your Silas?
Yeah, he was flaming.
He's a support. What does he know about Silas?
Exactly. Yeah, my words.
I thought you played a pretty good game. Yeah. What was he flaming you about?
I mean, I was just having fun sometimes.
Okay,
I was getting flamed for that.
I did see that.
And also the solo kill on top lane. Yeah. That was okay. Well, that was something.
Not perfect. I'm not saying it was a perfect game. All right, that's fair. Well, interesting that a support has so much knowledge on Silas. Carzzy, this kind of builds on a question that came up before, and a question I think a lot of people have had, which is, how would you describe your mental? And this is from your friend 3389. I think this is YouTube. This is YouTube. How is Carzzy's mental after so many unlucky splits, even though he's one of the greatest ADCs LEC ever had? I agree. I think you're one of the all-time greats, but you've had a lot of kind of crap finishes. You've had some really great finishes. Like,
yeah.
What's your motivation, man? What's in your head? Because we got a lot of jokes, but like, how do you feel about this whole thing?
I mean, I just like competing, you know, and my motivation is just to get the money, bro. Get the bag.
Is that how you define a successful split? It's like, I got paid. It's like
yeah. Like, I mean, if there were bonuses for like finishing first, Vitality would be first, but there's nothing.
No money.
Okay.
No money.
No money, no party.
Damn.
But
how
now
much of that is a meme?
I can give you a serious answer now, though.
Yeah, I love a serious answer because I don't want people to walk away from that being the only takeaway.
And my motivation is just I love League of Legends. Most of the times I started hating it a little bit more after they removed duo queue, not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. But I just enjoy playing this game. And whenever I won, it was with a team that I had like a lot of fun with. And we were vibing on stage, you know. Like my favorite memories from 2021 are when we were just winning every game while being 10k gold behind. Like, it was so many games that I don't even feel like it's real, you know? Legend won like 10 games with 10k gold deficit. Yeah. And it just felt nice because we were as 5 friends, kind of. And we had full trust, having fun, chilling, you know, and we were still beating everyone. And we were working hard, but I felt like it's a miracle that we are just stomping everyone, kind of, you know. I mean, the second split we were stomping, the first split when we had to reverse sweep Rogue. Yeah. It was kind of, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was a little nuts. Yeah, I remember. It was a shot call from Arma, though, if I've ever seen one. That was some confidence. I can't believe that shit came true. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It seems like you've continued, like, your personality lines up with that environment really well. I think you've always been a goofy guy. Like, any lineup you're on. Anyone who has not seen your Twitter could find out very quickly by just by going to any social media platform that you're on. What do you do to replicate that environment, or how has that changed your approach, knowing that like the best moments that you've had have been when you're really close with people? Do you try really hard to like be buddies with Naak when Naak joined? Are you like trying to hang out with people outside of the game? What are you doing to make that happen?
I mean, I would say so. I'm trying really hard to like be good friend with everyone in the team, unless I dislike them.
Poor Niski.
I can't catch a break.
Like, for me, it matters a lot if my teammates are like sympathetic. What's the word?
Sympathetic.
Yeah, sympathetic.
Yeah.
So I can get closer to them, and we can build some good relationship, and then it's way easier for me to play. Although if you're a good player, like it's like if someone is insane player, he's immediately sympathetic for me. So you just need to be good if you want to become my friend,
Yeah.
And
a little shortcut. Yeah. Doctors hate him or whatever. 500 IQ hack. But if you're just better, we don't have to be friends anymore.
Yeah.
If you're just faker,
exactly.
you're just Chovy, then we're best friends.
And Chovy is my best friend.
That's crazy. Now, do you feel like that same like the philosophy of everyone being super close is like pretty consistent throughout Vitality? Because I mean, there are so many things that people can say about Vitality, but they cannot say that your coaching staff are like mean people. Everyone on that staff is so nice. Did you feel that like when you joined the main lineup?
Yeah, I mean, everyone is trying his best to be friends in this team. I mean, we are just going out in the morning sometimes, playing sports and spending some time together. I think it's good. Like we are just enjoying the time.
Has it always been that way for you? I mean, I know it's a different vibe sometimes.
Yeah, not really. Yeah,
not really.
Not really. We were just playing the game and getting out of them.
Oh man, that's tough. I've already got a preview answer to this question earlier, but Sergen Celik at Broken Blade. Is that how you pronounce his last name? I have no idea.
I'm glad you said it, not me.
Celik.
Okay.
Oh, is that what the little? Okay, Celik. My bad. Sergen Celik. Now I know. That helps. It's gonna help my cast. So thank you both. At Broken Blade, what is Carzzy's favorite pizza burger place?
No way. You know where this is coming from, right?
No, I have no idea.
You've never heard of the interview? I had like
the famous interview.
My most famous interview where I like said that we were partying and there was like a big drama about it, and then I said like everyone was talking about. I said some stuff that was like kind of harmful. I don't think much of it because for me it was fun.
Yeah.
And then I said everyone was like talking about bad stuff that we were doing. Like we were not screaming, we were going party. Humanoid was like we were canceling screams so Humanoid can like go and play World of Warcraft, which actually wasn't true. I forgot like how it actually was because it was like many years ago. And then I mentioned that like before finals, Armud ordered. I just came to his room and I saw Armud having like a kebab burger, pizza burger, pizza, and on top of it like burger, and he was eating it. He ate both of it. It was crazy. That's why BB is talking about this. But my favorite pizza burger place is Smash It and Das P.
Smash it for the burger, Das P for the pizza, which we're gonna try this week on the LEC story meeting, which will be one day before this podcast comes out. So we'll let you know. We'll give you the cash review as well. Have you? Okay, you say that like in hindsight, you regretted saying those things, or maybe you shouldn't have said that much stuff, but you're still goofy as hell in interviews. You're still out here trolling every day. Are people like, how does this feel to you when you like open and you see a Carzzy quote on the front of Reddit and you're like, oh God, this guy again? Like, you're just like, this is what
I'm just expecting it, so it doesn't shock me.
I mean, to me, it's just like people make drama out of the things I say. For me, it's just funny, I mean, I found it funny that we were like this in 2021. Like, we were still serious about the game.
Yeah.
But I think we were like, other teams were way, way, way more serious. And they were like, I don't know how I would say it. I felt like we were taking it kind of easy, but still working hard. And we would like joke about everything. And then I imagine like the other people sweating for their lives, try harding, like we need to win, we need to perform. And we are just joking about everything, talking shit, trolling on stage while being 10k behind and winning LEC, So that's why it was so funny.
You are just that meme of the guy slamming the keyboard as the other guy's just singing
his
song.
Yes, exactly. That's how it felt.
That's a perfect meme. All right, well, you know what? I'm excited to see the journey back to that stage. Right now, you're the team that threw pretty big leads, so we're on the opposite side, but you got to start somewhere, right? We're bringing it back in, and you guys did very well versus MKOI.
Yeah.
Coming up next week, however, some banger matchups. There's a roadshow happening, so a lot of people are going to be going. I think you'll be here with us on Monday.
Yes, we will be here if you don't worry.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited about that. Thank you both. So we have to go, because Rob and I are also staying here. There's a lot of people who are going, who are on the road. Rob and I are here.
Yeah.
Nice. We can go for a beer after.
We can go to Das P or whatever the heck. We can get
a pizza.
Non-alcoholic beer.
No, not beer. That's fine.
Sorry, in my head I heard non-alcoholic pizza, and I was like, "That's not how that works."
I was like, nah, this is a step beyond pizza burger. This is a little bit too much for me.
We can go eat some pizza burger, but without calories, you know. Like,
yeah. I'm still trying to find that pizza. It hasn't worked out on hundreds of attempts.
But you have to eat it just to be sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just in case. You never know. You have to find out later. Pizza's so good, man. Let's talk about MKOI versus Fnatic. This one's a banger. After you just completely obliterated them, I'm not really sure what to expect. So you guys are probably better equipped to talk about this matchup than me. I want to start by just talking about top lane. Oscarinen, Mirwin, Naak Nako, what do you think? How do you feel about this matchup?
I think if Merlin picks like Varus or like some cheesy pick, I mean, he can win the top lane, but besides that, I think they will just go even if he doesn't find that picks.
Have you experienced a lot of his cheesy picks firsthand?
Not really. I mean, I saw some picks, but they weren't like that much. I was expecting them.
Yeah, you ready for it? Are you the kind of guy who likes to fight fire with fire? You know, you've mentioned that like you usually try to practice these picks with Pad, but if like an opportunity presents itself and someone picks something that's kind of cheesy, and then you have a counter pick to that, like, do you think you could get away with it on stage?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I like that confidence, and I will say, like, whether it's Fearless or just you and like players like you and Mirwin who are just innately kind of more creative, it makes me excited. When do 80 carries gonna be?
I wish.
Creative?
I mean, I can't say like I was playing some crazy shit in scrims. I wish I could play it on stage.
Man, I was looking at your solo queue last year, and you had some weird picks in there, and I was like ready for these to be brought to the main stage. I'm still sad they haven't been seen because there's some weird crap in there.
What did you see?
I'll talk out because I don't want to leak shit on stream.
No, it's fine. You won't leak anything. It's solo queue.
I suppose because it was like, I know you had the Ziggs that was in there a good while, but you also, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Now I want to know, Rob. You've queued me up.
You can leak one of your bot lane matchups, like the very famous one.
The Cho'Gath one?
The Cho'Gath?
Cho'Gath.
I mean, me and Niska, I can leak this. It's fine. We were practicing some Cho'Gath
We will never play
Nako.
that.
We were practicing some Cho'Gath Nako in
There's
scrims. I don't.
Wukong in there as well, I'm pretty sure.
Wukong? Oh, Senna Wukong.
Yeah, you had that that was in there as well.
But we were playing that with Kaiser 2021.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
the classic.
Yeah.
That's the 10K
that's-
gold deficit.
Yeah,
Need
10k
a
gun.
stacking champion and a Wukong.
Yes. But we were actually keeping Senna Wukong like when we were at Worlds 2020,
Yeah.
when we got knocked out by the Turkish team.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you remember?
Armut.
We were keeping our Senna Wukong for the Asian teams, but then we had to pull it out against the Turkish team and we lost. We lost even with our special card.
That's a little bit rough. But hey, that stuff happens.
Yeah.
So MKOI Fnatic, what do you guys think? Who do you think takes it?
Fanatic.
Fanatic.
Just easy? Why? Why do they just take it?
I mean, if Humanoid has a good day, there is no way they can win.
Yeah, but it's a coin flip. So
It
why do you
is.
think it comes up heads?
Because I'll make him have a good day. It's simple as that. Like we have beef with Elioya. You know, me, Humanoid, and Elioya. We have beef between each other, but I'm like on Humanoid side.
Oh, okay. You're in the middle? Wait, so does Humanoid have beef and you're just on... you know what? I don't even want to friggin' unpack that. So this guy just believes that Humanoid will show up and Humanoid's gonna win out. Is it that simple for you too? Why do you think that Fnatic are the better team?
I think they are just like better on every lane. I would
Yeah.
say like mid. I think Humanoid is better. Razork is better than Aria probably. Top I think will be even.
Yeah.
And bot lane, I don't know.
And I think bot lane.
I mean, if
It depends on the matchup. And both lost to me, and like I mean, Upset and Mickey got cooked by me and Niski in the lane, you know. So
Yeah. The level 1, yeah.
in one game.
You don't need to know that.
Yeah, that was only one game.
Yeah.
I think that they are better on board as well. I think that Upset and Mickey are just better than Supa and Alvaro. Not like by much, but a little bit.
I don't know. I think that both these teams have been super volatile, but I am inclined to agree. Especially the last series that Fnatic played, they were, I mean, again.
I think their mid game just looks so much better now.
Yeah.
But not so like massively, but it is definitely getting better for a Fnatic.
I can't say to Vitality, I can't say to you guys right now that I have like, I feel like it's a coin flip when you show up if you're going to be really great or like, and then say that I really believe in it's like, I don't think that that's fair. But I do think that, I think the mid game does look a little bit better. They seem more disciplined. They seem like the games against, again, Rogue are a weird team. It's hard to know what to take from those wins. Although they did beat you guys. But I felt like those games were really disciplined from Fnatic. And maybe you're right, Rob, that there's like, that should be enough for us to have that confidence. I do wonder what this team will look like on stage, though. I feel like they'll be good. I feel like MKOI for sure will be good.
Yeah. I mean, home crowd advantage, right? So, I think that'll be sick to see how they kind of deal with that. But yeah, I think if Lintus isn't there and just shut them down immediately in the early game, and Yoya can get rolling, I think they'll have a much better time. It just felt like you lads had kind of like figured them out today. And I think it's kind of something that you can employ against them, which is stop that like Yoya, Alvaro train from rolling. And if they get there, I think they're all right. But yeah, and then it's the mid game. I think Fnatic might just be able to edge them out. But against GX the following day, I think that's where Movistar Core should just have them completely.
Yeah. The other big one, G2 versus Fnatic, El Clasico, Legacy Dynasty Kings, big narrative
G2
matchup.
will win.
Okay. So what's your top 4 then? Why don't you just break it down for us? Because you have a pretty clear image.
I think Casey number 1.
Mm-hmm. I thought Vladdy was just a fluke, though.
He is, but Kalist is the GOAT.
Okay.
And also they have Kana, the best top laner in the EU department.
Ooh, what was that? Ooh, you can't give me a little tongue
better.
click. You can't give me a tongue click. Yeah, but is he the best? Is Broken Blade better?
They're kind of even, I would say. Depends on the picks.
All right.
Depends on
I mean, if he's playing Jace, he might be in trouble.
I mean, I really like BB, but I think that Kana is just better, like as a player.
His team fighting is kind of good.
Yeah, but it's like unfair, he's like T1 Worlds finalist. Not much you can do. Like right now. Like of course there is the potential of improvement and stuff, but he just has better basics, And although BB is like the second best, I think. So, and he has the potential to be the best, He would be for sure the best top player by far if Kana wasn't here. By far.
Facts.
Here's my follow-up question. You put faith in Humanoid showing peak Humanoid the day before. Does peak Humanoid show up here against Caps? Because I think one of the problems that Fnatic have often had is that sometimes the days where Humanoid needs to be the GOAT, he goes toe-to-toe with Caps, aren't the days where Humanoid is the GOAT.
I mean, I feel like this team matchup is very dependent on the mid lane department, not gonna lie. So let's see who's having a better sleep,
So whatever happens in mid lane will just decide the series, basically.
I mean, maybe they are both playing like useless champs and it doesn't matter, but most of the times, like if they play like Victor or Away, let's see, whoever wins the game.
Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, I don't know. The mid lane matchup is hype. I do really think that. I mean, I want to see the evolution of Mr. Marek Brazda, that he can finally just consistently beat Caps, at least in some context, right?
You mean in like regular, right? Because he never wins in playoffs.
Yeah, in playoffs, that's the problem. Because I think that this conversation has come up a few times, but I think if you want to win a split, you have to be able to beat Caps, right?
Yeah.
Or pray that he gets knocked out by somebody else. Those are your two options.
But that's what Vladdy did, right? And that's kind of why it's like, oh, cool.
Which is a fluke, apparently.
And he also smoked Humanoid as well before smoking Caps.
But
God, that game 5 was bad.
But I am curious, like, it feels like teams are starting to go, oh, let's just camp Caps. And I don't want to like disregard Caps because I think Caps is still an insane player and he's so good. But there are several times where he's overextended in mid and gets caught, right? And Razork and Mickey, I think if they work together and start to play around Humanoid, suddenly he does come out on top. And then what happens, right? Like, I think BDS gave us a clear game plan. And now it's on G2 to either shore up the weakness or Fnatic to expose it. I think that's why this becomes so much more interesting because G2 do much, like you said it yourself, they don't look as invincible as they used to.
Yeah.
That's me done, guys. I'm going to see you later.
Thank you, Carzzy, for that wonderful follow-up. I mean, you play in week 6. How much mid lane camping are we seeing? That's like 2 weeks away. You guys can leak that for me. Can't mid. You have to beat G2 tomorrow. Or you just, bam, camping Caps every opportunity? Or you're not going to tell me your secret keeper?
Yeah. I mean, sorry.
Clap.
We are gonna play our game. Probably me and Iska are gonna like shit stomp a bot lane, so the game will be really easy. Handsome Alabrov about to get smoked. Top lane should be in our favor because, like I said, BB is really jealous of that rank 1 that we have in our team, So it should be quite favorable for us if we take the mental advantage in this. I forgot the English word. I wanted to use a fancy word for this. Sentence, but I forgot it, so I'm just gonna leave it there.
Matchup? You want to say this matchup?
Battle?
No.
Battle? Face-off? Showdown? I don't know what you're
Confrontation?
Confrontation. Let's go with that. I like it.
Confrontation? You like that one? All right. I love how that answer started like it was going to be sports PR. Like you're like, okay, so we're gonna play our own game, and then we're gonna you start talking smack. Respect to you. At least you're consistent. The more immediate and more important matchup, the last one we're gonna talk about today, Vitality versus BDS. You mentioned earlier, relevant. Hey, maybe nothing special, but 113 certainly seems to be doing well, and Nuke has consistently, I think at least last year, been a top mid laner. How are you guys feeling about this matchup? You were telling them you could feel it yesterday that they were gonna beat you too, but are you gonna beat them?
I think so. I mean,
Depends on the practice.
if we are having a good week and our mood is like up, then we are gonna win. If we are having a bad week and just running it down in scrims, then we are probably gonna lose. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
I love the idea of Mac needing to show up to the house with like puppies and balloons every time to make sure the vibes are up for the series at the weekend.
Yeah, I don't think Mac is getting enough credit here.
No.
Working overtime.
Bro, I don't think I can make it through one day of your scrims if you guys are as goofy as this.
No, you
You're
would have
great.
fun.
I know we'd have fun, but if that was my job on the line to like make you guys be the best team ever, hell no, that would be hard, dude. So credit to you guys for like navigating through that. Shout out to Mac and Pad and the whole team.
I mean, it's their own fault. They brought us here.
That's true. They knew what they were getting into.
Yeah.
Final notes before we go. Carzzy, where does Niski stand on the support tier list? Where is he now?
10.
10. That was kind of fast, buddy.
Fair.
You also answered quite
Yeah.
fast. And it was only aimed at
How
me.
big of a gap between Niski and the 9th place support?
There could be like 10 more ERL supports there.
Okay. How long? Who's Niski gunning for? Who's 9th on the list? Who's Niski chasing after right now?
Stand.
Just smoked you guys. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. Naak Nako, thank you for being here for the first time.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that you've linked up so well with Carzzy in this goofy ass atmosphere that makes it
Yeah.
so hard for me to know.
Thank
That's
you,
a good
thank you
question.
You're
for inviting us. Also, I would like to add one more thing.
Yeah.
I think that Niski is actually better than Stand.
But Stend is 10th and Niski is 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Niski's top 5.
I mean, to be fair, I think that Niski completely smoked Stand yesterday. It was just aiding up.
You know
can I
what?
say?
It's
One of those answers is correct.
So where are you standing on the tier list, buddy?
I think I'm top 2.
You're top 2?
your top 2.
After Fleck?
After Kali.
Stend is the
after
first. Stend
Coalesce.
is the best AD carry we have in the league. That's
Guys, I don't know what to make of that. Thank you again for joining. We'll let you go. Enjoy your weekend. Good luck this coming Monday. Again, it's an LEC roadshow this weekend, which doesn't mean a lot for you if you're watching from home, but keep in mind, show's in Madrid. It's going to be an absolute banger. G2 GX kicking us off, then MKOI and Fnatic. The next day, G2 Fnatic and MKOI GX. And then on Monday, you'll see us in the studio hanging out with our boys here. Team Heretics and SK starting the day, and then Vitality and BDS to close it out. It's going to be a sick week. Good luck to you, gentlemen. Have fun to everyone who's going to be there in Madrid. We'll be casting here. I'm missing you. And we'll see y'all next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Papa.